What's up, everyone? Southside Braves here, and today for you, I got another episode of Gridiron Update. Sorry there wasn't an episode last week. It was Thanksgiving. I had family in from out of town. There was just no way I was going to be able to record one last week. But I am back with another little catch-up episode this week. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Let's jump into our power rankings to start. Again, this is with 2 weeks worth of games, so we're going to see big changes here. Some teams I'm finally giving up on. You're going to see a lot of changes throughout all the power rankings. But here at the bottom, you're going to see the big one here for me is the Jets. I finally move all the way down here to 27. Patriots, the new worst team in the NFL, and I love to be able to say that. They're awful. Washington at 31, Panthers at 30, Cardinals at 29. I think those are definitely your bottom four. I think those are the strong worst four teams in the league. Buccaneers drop all the way down to 28 for me. Like I said, Jets at 27. Raiders fall to 26. They've been playing a little harder under the new coach, but they're still not very good. And this one's a little harsh, probably a little bit of overreaction, but Seahawks lost a couple games here. They fall 12 spots down to 25. Had a chance to take over that division and kind of laid an egg. So they fall hard in my power rankings this week. Next up, 17 through 24. Saints fall 4 spots to 24. I have finally given up on the Chargers. I had them at 6 last week. I believe they are going to be the biggest faller of the week. They fall 17 spots to number 23. They should be good, but they aren't, and I need to accept that. So I finally have made them take the fall they should have probably a couple weeks ago. Titans climb 6 spots to 22. Colts climb 5 spots to 21. Colts would currently be in the playoffs right now in the AFC, which is crazy to me. But yeah, they're at 21. Rams have been playing some good football. They're up at 20. Steelers at 19 after firing Matt Canada a couple weeks ago. Or a week ago. Falcons at 18. And Bears at 17. So realistically, none of these teams have deep playoff aspirations, but a couple of these teams could find their way into the playoffs. Colts, Rams are back in the running, Steelers, Falcons, all teams that have some playoff hopes. Now you got 9 through 16 here, your worst of the top half. Bengals fall 1 spot. They did lose their quarterback, Joe Burrow, which obviously is a huge deal. I don't like punishing teams for that until they actually have poor performances after it. Bengals did lose to the Steelers last week, but I thought Browning was okay, and we'll see what they can do without him, without Burrow. But right now they are at 16, and they will probably continue to fall. Texans at 15, Lions at 14. Another team that kind of had a opportunity to show the world that they truly are one of the elites of the league and just didn't perform on Thanksgiving against the Packers. It was kind of a real lackluster game for them, so they fall 14. Browns, I have fallen 12 spots to 13. I had them at 1, but the quarterback play is kind of getting worse. The defense is still good, but they need to find some offense. My biggest jump of the week and my probably overreaction of the week, I'm always going to have some teams way out of place just because for whatever reason that I like them. Giants I had as the worst team in football. I have them jumping 20 spots after a 2-game win streak because of Tommy DeVito. For those of you who don't know, I live in Illinois. I'm an Illinois college fan, whether it be basketball, football, and our football team's been irrelevant for a very long time. Tommy DeVito is a former Illinois Illini quarterback. So I love seeing him on a 2-game win streak. I'm a big Tommy DeVito guy. I don't really think he's any good, to be honest, but I'm rooting for him. So this is an overreaction jumping the Giants up this high, but let's go Tommy DeVito. Packers up 13 spots to 11. The last 3 weeks have kind of looked like the Packers we saw the first couple weeks. And that Packers seems pretty good. So if they continue to play like that, they're a good football team. If they revert to where they were in the middle of this season, then they aren't a good football team and they'll go back down. But currently they're the good version of the Packers, so I'm going to have them up at 11. Top 10 we got here, Jaguars at 10. Another team kind of like the Lions. I said every time you think they're in that elite group, they show you that they're not quite there yet. But I do have them at 10. They're competing for the 1 seed in the AFC. The Josh Dobb-led Vikings fall 6 spots to number 9. I do still like the Vikings. I do still think they're a talented team. They're getting Justin Jefferson back. That'll help. Dobbs might be getting benched, but we'll see where they go from here. But like I said, getting Justin Jefferson back is a big deal. So I'm not giving up on the Vikings quite yet. They will stay at number 9. All right. Now, 1 through 8 here. You got Bills at 8. I know they have fallen on real hard times here, but they are still a very talented football team. And if anyone can turn it around and fix this, it's Josh Allen and the Bills. Because, like I said, Josh Allen can be the best quarterback in football and on any given day, at any given moment. He hasn't been this year. He's had a pretty rough year, turnover-wise especially. So we'll see if he can get it fixed. But right now, I'm putting them at 8. Broncos might be your hottest team in football. They've won 5 straight. They jump all the way up to number 7. They're right back in the playoff race in the AFC. Are they your 7th best team in football? No. But this is power rankings, how they're currently doing. 5 straight is a big deal. They are hot. They're one of the hottest teams in football, so I have them at 7. Cowboys at 6. Dolphins at 5. Your top 4, which I think are actually your top 5. I would say between 5 and 6. I think there's a little bit of a drop, and you could switch that up. But I think I have the top 5 here correct, and I don't really know who else you would argue other than maybe the Lions or Cowboys deserve to be up here in the top 5. But I think it's pretty clearly Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens, Eagles, Niners in some order. This is the order I'm putting the top 5 at. Dolphins at 5, Chiefs at 4. I got the Ravens at 3 as the best team in the AFC. And your best 2 teams in football right now are both in the NFC, and they play each other this week. So, realistically, the Eagles probably deserve the number 1 spot more. I believe the Niners are the better football team. But realistically, the 1-2 is going to get settled this week anyways between the 2. So, it didn't really matter where I put them. Like I said, they'll figure that out on the football field this week. So, those are my power rankings. Let me know what you think of them. Who deserves to be higher? Who deserves to be lower? And anything else I got wrong or right throughout the rankings. Now, let's move on to the matchups for the week. Again, I didn't do any matchups from last week because I've missed 2 weeks. So, we're just going to go over the ones for this week. And again, I'm doing this after Thursday, so I won't bother with the Thursday game anymore. And there's a lot of teams on bye, so this is going to be a pretty quick episode because there's not as many games to go through. But let's kick it off first with Colts at Titans. Divisional battle. Titans have been better ever since Will Levis took over. The offensive line's not very good. But like I said, Colts with Gardner Minshew would be a playoff team right now. So, sorry about the yawning. This is a tough one. Both teams I kind of think are okay. Not good, not awful. I think Colts are the better team. Titans are at home. Divisional games are weird. People are starting to get back on the Colts a little bit. Like I said, they'd be the 7th seed right now. So I'm going to actually say that the Titans win this game at home. I don't feel real confident in this one. But yeah, we're going Titans at home over the Colts to pick up the W to start Sunday football. Next up, we got Chargers at Patriots. So a team that should be good versus a team that isn't. But realistically, it's 2 teams that aren't any good. I'm stunned that the Chargers still haven't fired their coach, to be honest. But they haven't. So. But they're just better. The Chargers are just better. They need to win this game. And I'm going to say they do. Bailey Zappi is starting for the Patriots this week, which My mom's a Bailey Zappi fan. I don't know many other people that believe he's any good, but Mac Jones has been awful. So I don't think their quarterback's on the roster right now that they need. Sorry about the yawning again. I know they said they had some packages drawn up for Malik Cunningham this week. Kind of curious to see those. I would like to see him maybe play a little bit. But realistically, the Patriots are just not good. Bill Belichick is not as good a coach as everyone thought he was. Tom Brady was apparently a lot of what was being done there. So, Chargers pick up this win against the Patriots. Next up, we got Lions at Saints. So in New Orleans. I like the Saints. I do. They need to get it going. Like I said, they were my preseason Super Bowl pick because I thought the NFC was wide open. They've been disappointing. I actually picked up Derek Carr for my fantasy team this week because Lamar Jackson has a bye. I know I'm a Steelers fan that has Lamar Jackson as my quarterback in fantasy. But I do. Picked up Derek Carr. But the Lions need to bounce back from that Thanksgiving Day game. Of these two teams, they're the team that's actually good. So we're going with the Lions to win this one on the road in New Orleans. So Lions get back on track. After that one, we got Falcons at Jets. Aaron Rodgers has started to practice. They need him bad, but it might be too late already. They're 4-7 in a tough AFC. I don't see them getting back into the race. Rodgers, I don't believe, is playing this week. He's just started practicing. But the Falcons aren't great. Yeah, we're going to say with Tim Boyle or whoever is playing quarterback for the Jets, their defense carries them to a home win here. They get their 5th win of the season and gives Rodgers enough hope that he does come back next week and play somehow. Whatever you want to believe about his Achilles, was it actually torn or not? His voodoo magic. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. It's weird. But yeah, I'm going to say Rodgers comes back next week after the Jets win this week at home. All right. Next up after that, we got Cardinals at Steelers. And again, you know how I go with these. Steelers win at home. This is one of the few weeks that they actually should win. The offense looked better last week without Canada. We only put up 16 points, but had 420 yards. Hopefully the offense continues to improve. Hopefully we continue to get Freiermuth involved. We get Minka back on the defensive end, which is a huge deal. That defense has been very different while he's been out. So I love to see it back with Minka. Kyler scares me a little bit. Every other quarterback to play the rest of the year other than Lamar and maybe Geno isn't great. But like I said, the Cardinals aren't good, but Kyler is. So I've had a bad gut feeling about this game for a while. But obviously I'm going to say we win. And hopefully our offense continues to improve under the new coordinators. So let's see it. All right. After that, we got Dolphins at Commanders. Once again, should be an easy win for the Dolphins. Yeah, and we're going to say it is. Part of me wants to pick a Commanders upset here, but I just don't believe in the Commanders enough anymore. Yeah. So we're going to say the Dolphins going to Washington, pick up the win. Like I said, I've kind of called the Dolphins the Cowboys of the AFC. They play a bad team, they win. God dang it. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. They play a bad team, they win. They play a good team, they lose. Commanders are the definition of a bad football team right now. Sam Howell's been pretty good, I guess, for him. But he'll give him some turnovers. Dolphins will win this one, and their offense will look just as sharp as it always does. All right, after that one, we got Broncos at Texans. This one's actually a little interesting. Two I don't want to say two surprise football teams because some people thought the Broncos would be good, but then they weren't. But now they've turned it around, so now they're a surprise. Whereas Texans have been a surprise all year. Oh, this one's tough. Broncos riding a 5-game win streak. CJ Stroud riding an MVP caliber season. We're going to say the 5-game win streak for the Broncos comes to an end in Houston. The Texans will pick up the win here. CJ Stroud will be good for them. And they will end the Broncos' 5-game win streak. And they will get back in the playoff race themselves. So, yep, we're going to say Texans at home. I was high on the Broncos this week, brought them back up in the rankings. But they're going to fall off a little bit this week. Russ will get outplayed by CJ Stroud. Next up, Panthers at Bucks, a battle of the worst division in football. Two teams that are just not very good. Bucks are better. Yeah, they're at home. They're better. Let's go with Baker and the Bucks. But man, this division's awful. Everything about it's terrible. But Bucks will pick up that win. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this one. There's going to be a lot better football games than this one this week. Do yourself a favor and watch a different game. All right. After that, you got Browns and Rams. This one's actually interesting, too. Overall, I think the Browns are the better football team. I think last week the Rams played much, much better than the Browns did. I would want to say that one team's looking up, one team's looking down after last week. But outside of last week, the Browns have been fine. That defense can really carry them. They're starting Joe Flacco, though. I can't, in good conscience, at this point in his career, pick Joe Flacco to win a football game. So we're going with the Rams. The Joe Flacco-led Browns is not the answer. The Rams pick up the win here at home. Realistically, the Browns need a quarterback like Joe without Watson. You don't need to make big plays, just hold on to the ball. But yeah, we're going Rams. All right. Now the big one. The big game of the week. Niners, Eagles. This is going to be a fun one. This will decide your best team in the NFC. This will decide number one team in my power rankings. This is going to be a good game. Eagles have won these tough challenges previous weeks. 49ers have blown out some people. I'm going with the team I put number one in the rankings. And we're going to say the Niners go into Philly, beat the Eagles, giving the Eagles their second loss of the year. Yeah, I just think when the Niners are healthy, they're the best team in football. When you give them McCaffrey, Debo, Purdy, Kittle, Ayuk, all those weapons on offense, and that's not even talking about the defense, I just think they're too good of a football team. I know the Eagles are right there with them, but I'm going Niners to win this one in Philly. All right. Next up, we got Chiefs-Packers. You know what? This one right here is going to be my upset of the week. I'm going to say the Packers handle business at Lambeau and upset the Chiefs. We know the Chiefs are, I don't want to say down this year. That's not the right word. They're still a good team. They're more vulnerable this year. You can beat them easier. You still need to have your A game to do it. But I think the Packers have been playing some of their best football last 2-3 weeks. So if they bring the performance they had on Thanksgiving when they beat the Lions, they could do the same here and beat the Chiefs. So I'm going to say they keep it rolling. They win at Lambeau against Kansas City. And this is my upset of the week on Sunday Night Football. So, after that, we got one final game. We got Monday Night Football. And it would have been a much better matchup if Burrow was playing. But we got Bengals, Jaguars. And yeah, I'm going to pretty quickly do this. Yeah, just without Burrow, the Bengals are a different football team. Jaguars are one of the better teams in the league. They're going to pick up a win fairly easily here on Monday Night Football. We'll see what Jake Browning can do in prime time, but this is a Jaguars football game to lose, and I don't think they will. So I think Jaguars pick up the win to end the week, and those are my predictions. You guys let me know what you think, what games I got wrong, which ones you agree with. Yeah, and overall, just let me know what you thought of the video. Leave any comments below about anything I did. I'd love to hear from you guys. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And outside of all that, check out some of my other videos. I'd really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I hope you all have a good day and a good night. And I'll catch you in a future video. Bye, guys.